Okay, Daddio Patio. Daddio Patio. Daddio Patio. Daddio Patio. Daddio Patio.
Okay.
Daddio Patio.
We're started.
Colin.
Welcome, Daddio Patio.
No, Colin. What are you doing, dude?
Welcome to Daddio Patio. This is week 6 of Daddio Patio.
We got a lot of new people here this week. Some people you guys haven't met before. We've got Tree here.
What's this wee shit?
Yeah. You're one of those people.
Hey, you're a guest yourself.
You're a guest here.
You ain't part of the pentagram.
It was a rare thing of a guest introducing a guest. It only happens once every
sorry,
6
Zach.
years.
We have several guests here. We have people,
Including me. Fuck you.
Whatever, new guy. All right, anyway. We got Zach Brengard. We got Tree. Tree's fine. We got Fingers.
Oh.
Can't introduce Finger until he comes back from urinating.
Hey, you glitched for a second there, Andy. I don't know if we caught that whole name.
We got Ben Gillette.
Hello.
He was deep in the corner.
What's up, Ben?
Goldsmith.
Hi.
Dude, your New York branch of Daddio Patio far outnumbers our St. Louis branch.
Yeah, dude. We're sitting around a plate of muffins with shot glasses.
With beer in them.
That's exactly what's happening right now. We have muffin chocolate chip cookies with Oreos in the center of them. They're Janet's, actually, but they're ours now.
They're calling my name.
And there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Hey, so wait, what was the problem? Why couldn't we, wait, so you're on Janet's computer right now? You finally got a hold of him?
Yeah.
So that bastard wouldn't answer my calls, but I'll call you guys back?
You got to call him 14 times before
Well,
he
that's
actually
because you
picks
abandoned
up.
him.
Fuck him!
Dude.
Let it be known.
Okay, so you just want to dive right into the topics we're going to be talking about tonight?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't really have anything prepared.
Here comes.
Oh, wait. Our other guest.
Finger.
In true Finger Hut fashion.
He's late.
He's late. Yeah, he's late.
He's late to the damn
Alright,
thing.
Finger Hut, guys.
Also, guys, I think it's important to note that we haven't seen Tree in, years.
Yeah.
He just materialized in the airport.
Dude, he's a
today.
world
I haven't seen him in,
traveler.
2 years. Where have you been? Mars.
He said Mars. You guys got to get closer to the microphone, guys.
You guys should all come down.
Come on, put your lips against the microphone together.
Bring in a little loving for us, all right?
Okay,
We said get closer, and they moved 5 feet. They moved 5 inches.
Dude, this is no, we seriously.
oh my gosh. There's freaking 1,000 people.
Wait, it's gonna slide. It's gonna slide off. Alright,
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hey, that's too close to Finger's face. Okay, you're going to zoom out a little bit.
It won't stay if it's vertical. Oh.
All right, they just put a fisheye on their camera. Now we're seeing the whole group together like the Brady Bunch.
No, let's leave it. We gotta keep the same lighting.
Oh,
That's
God.
another thing that we were just talking about. Our rooms look exactly the same. The
Yeah.
lighting is completely...
This is just a mirror image. Okay,
It is a mirror
let's
image.
quit talking about images and let's talk about where Tree has been. Tree, tell us about everything you've ever done.
Yeah, I want to know where you've been.
My life's pretty boring. I pretty much just live at people's houses and take care of their kids or teach little children in foreign countries.
Man,
Teach them to
That's
do what?
not that boring.
man,
That's the extent of it.
helping little kids. What kind of sick human being are you? You disgust me.
I pretty much trick people into letting me get into their houses.
He knows the layout.
He's a con man.
Yeah.
All right, well, anything else with that group? Anybody want to tell us about some shit?
I don't think I have anything. Do you have any topics on hand that we can?
Yeah. Tonight we're going to be talking about dreams, sleepwalking, night terrors, anything that happens like when you're in like a sleep mode. A haze.
Ooh, alright, that's great.
Yeah, so like dreams that were super vivid, like dreams that were hilarious, reoccurring dreams, anything in the dream realm.
All right, I have a reoccurring dream. I can start this off if that's all right.
Sorry.
Hey, fuck you guys, man.
Go on.
Okay, so I always have this dream, and I've had it for like a long time. I haven't had it lately, but it's where I'm like, I'm like an animal, and I'm down on all fours, and I'm running, and I'm galloping like an animal, like through the fields, and then I start getting going really fast. I get going really fast, galloping on all fours, and then I start to like jump a little, and then I'll like glide maybe a little bit, but I'm like really shitty at it. And then eventually, like throughout the course of the dream, I start getting better to where I can like get up and fly a little bit, but it's always super terrifying because I'm not good at flying, and I almost crash like a few times.
Do you actually fly?
For like a little bit at a time. Like it's not like full on flight. It's just like I have to gather enough like momentum
I know
to like jump.
exactly what you're talking about. Like those dreams where like you have the power of flight, but you need a little momentum, and you can't just fly straight up.
Yeah.
Either, like I have to jump off the top of a house and glide like a flying squirrel, and then I'll be like an inch off the ground going so fast, and it's so cool. But I can never show anybody when I'm about to show somebody.
You said it right twice and then wrong.
Whenever I can show somebody, what was I even saying? Okay, whenever I'm trying to show somebody me flying, it never happens. I just can't fly. My flight is gone, and like it's just useless. So
I've had a similar dream.
We have a first caller.
We have a caller? Did you put something up? How did they call?
Yeah. It's about dreams. All right, caller, you're on Daddio Patio.
Alright, I don't want you people to know who I am. I just want to share a ridiculous sleepwalking story.
Okay, go on.
So, I was a small boy at the time, and I went to a sleepover at my friend's house for his birthday. And we were all in the basement playing video games and such, all types of foolery in the basement. And his parents were asleep upstairs, so we all went to bed. And I woke up in the morning, literally face to face, like 2 to 3 inches away from his mother's face, like
oh my god,
in his parents' bed, like.
Was her dad?
Wait,
like the worst thing that could happen to you.
Was his dad in the bed or her dad?
Yeah, it was like me.
So you were between the mom
and then like on the other side of his mom was like his dad.
Dude, wait. So you were between them?
How old were you? How old were you?
No. I'm on the end of the bed, like next to his mom, and then like on the other side of his mother is his dad.
Did you get in trouble for
How
this?
old were you?
No, I was probably like between 11 and 13.
Jesus.
Like I was old enough to like really, I guess like even if I was like 6, I would be embarrassed, but I was like super embarrassed. Like, I've honestly only told like 2 people in my entire life and this ever happened.
Dude, yeah, we
agree. That happened.
We could put it on iTunes for all of our like 13 subscribers.
Like I took it to he took it to his grave. He never knew about it ever in his life.
So, dude, when
like I snuck out of the bed and like went downstairs with like the rest of the kids and just like pretended to be asleep for what felt like forever.
That's the only thing you could do in that situation.
Dude, they say that like people that wake up or like are awakened like while they're sleepwalking, like they're like freaked out because they're in another place. Like, so not only were you embarrassed, were you like super freaked out? Like, were you like freaked out that you were face to face with his mom?
I was so freaked out, but at the same time, like I had to like remain calm because if I would have like screamed or like moved, like. Imagine what my life would be like today. Imagine the shame. Like, I just like, I immediately froze, and like, I'm saying like, her face was like 2 inches from like, I was under multiple covers. Like, it's not like I had wandered in there and like I was like tucked in. Like, oh my god.
Dude.
Worst day of my life.
Dude, Thank you for calling,
Yeah, man.
whoever this is.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Yeah. Yeah, whoever.
I seriously don't know who you are. Your number doesn't show.
We changed. Oh, you don't?
No, but you can tell me off.
Oh, that's
off
even
the air.
better. Maybe I'll text you later.
Okay.
Can you change my voice on here?
Yeah, we'll change it.
Dude, if I know you,
If you work harder.
even if I know you, I still don't recognize your voice. I think you're fine, but we'll see what we can do.
Just tell us your full name
Do you
and
know,
we'll bleep it.
like when like Chris Hansen interviews like child predators and they like stand on their face and change their voice? Can I be like that guy?
I can do that, sure.
Give him something reptilian.
Not that I'm a child predator.
All right, man.
You're a
Well,
MILF hunter.
thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate the story.
Thank you.
Actually,
Bye-bye.
I have a question now.
Oh, he has a question.
It's too late.
It's gone.
No, not for him, for Lance. Lance, when you were a kid, didn't you go into your parents' room?
You want me to just tell it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, actually, you pretty much jumped right to it because I don't remember anything else. Like I woke up in a ball next to my parents' bed. So I was like rolled up next to their bed, just peeing on myself, like peeing in my pants, rolled up in a ball. And I remember like thinking that like I thought I was peeing in a urinal or something, and then like I slowly like woke up and realized I was peeing on myself, rolled up like an egg. And like my mom like woke up and she's like, "Lance, what are you doing?" Like,
were you naked?
What?
Were you naked on the floor?
No, I wasn't naked. I just peed on myself, just everywhere.
How old were you?
10 maybe, 9 or 10. 10, I'd say 10.
That's not the last time Lance peed on himself in front of his parents.
Yeah, that's for another show. Those were dreams. Oh, really? Nice. I can't believe we didn't recognize his voice. All right, yeah. Okay. Does anybody else have any?
I have a recurring dream where it's kind of like your other thing, where I get superpowers and I use them for the first half of the dream, and then I go to show somebody else my superpowers, and they don't work, and the person thinks I'm alive. So I don't know what that has to do with my psyche. Hold on, we're getting another call.
Sounds like
it's Ledoux again.
I know. Hello? You're on Daddio Patio.
Am I live on the Daddio Patio?
You are. Tell us your dream story.
Hey guys, it's me, Dan Setback, all the way from Denver, Colorado.
Hey!
Hey!
Oh!
What?
Well, hey, how are y'all doing
We're
tonight?
fine. Can you hurry this up?
Can I what?
Hurry this up.
Tell us about your dream.
Well, my dream's very simple. I want to open an Indian casino, but it's a problem. Because I'm not Indian. They keep yelling at me, and they won't let me name things after the Indians.
Thanks for calling.
All right.
Whatever he said sounded really funny. What did he say?
He said his dream was to open an Indian casino, but he's not an Indian.
That's
Alright.
not a different type of dream.
No, that counts. That's like one of your dreams. You could also talk about your goals. This episode's also about
Expanded
goals.
topic, the goals.
Yeah. Are you, Colin? Are you putting this out on Twitter or something right now?
It's on Facebook.
You should also put something about your goals.
Yeah,
I've had some flying dreams where I was actually like riding a bike, and like throughout riding a bike, like if I got really fast, I'd be able to start flying and doing like flips
Dude,
and
that's
stuff.
Like E.T.?
Yeah, I was gonna say they did that.
That's pretty much E.T.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with ET.
There's no aliens involved?
I had a dream that I had Superman's powers and I only used them to set fire to the inside of a bowling alley.
Dude, I had a dream, I think it was last week, where the gas station was selling regular Nintendo games in like the corner. And, I found them all in the corner and had like all the good ones and stuff, and like nobody ever got them because everybody just goes to the gas station for snacks and beer and stuff.
They were like they just didn't notice.
Yeah, so I was like digging through them, like reaching way back into there to see which like regular Nintendo games I could find. And all of a sudden, I feel something like hairy behind like the cartridges, and like I freaking pull my hand out and look under there, and there's a giant tarantula back there. Tarantulas, and it was huge, and it was so fast, and it like burst out of the thing. The whole thing fell apart around it, and it started jumping on people and stuff. It was,
Dude, you dreamed about cartridges and tarantulas. That's so funny.
Dude, it was so fast and so terrible. It was huge.
Was the whole thing like just a trick? Like, was it trying to lure you in?
No, it was. I guess the games had been there for so long that a mound of spiders like just built underneath it like the catacombs.
The catacombs.
It was fucking scary.
The worst like reoccurring dream I have is when I would be like running but you can't actually run.
Oh yeah.
And it feels like your knees just feel like your like muscles don't work and you can't run, and it's the worst feeling ever. It's like worse than any dream.
I have it where I can't open my eyes a lot of times.
Yeah.
Or my teeth falling out all the time.
Yeah, my girlfriend has that all the time.
Dude,
go ahead.
Oh, I just say dude a lot. Go ahead.
Dude. That's another thing, dude.
Dude, I know. It's my brain just jumping the gun. Like, dude. I got
No. Like, when I listen to this, I'm gonna say like 70% of our dialogue is dude, like, and ah. Like, that's all we say the whole time. We should do an episode.
Like blinker that goes off like it also says dude, black.
Dude, if we had a dude tally, it'd be like absurd. It would be absolutely ridiculous.
Dude, like.
I don't know if this is a dream, but Andy, do you remember when you lived with me? And I can't remember if you came in or I told you about this. When I was smoking the DMT naked on my couch under the American flags, like playing with Morrissey.
I don't know if I was there when you did it naked, but I definitely watched you smoke DMT. But I don't think I saw you do it naked. But you might have been like in your boxers or something. But you told me you did it. I remember you telling me you did it naked, and I thought it was extra funny because you did it alone, naked, and
it was like
strictly for your own enjoyment.
Is there anything you can even bring back to us? Like, what do you like remember from that?
Dude, that time, the time that I was naked, like everything looked like numbers, and like it looked like the Matrix world, but it wasn't green. It's like everything had numbers, like just like patterns of numbers falling out, and you just saw like yourself like lifting higher and higher above. Like first it'd be like outside my apartment, and then it was like outside like South City, and then it was like the whole city. But it's just like, even though everything was numbers, everything still had like an intricate like dimension to it. It was really weird. It just like took you higher and higher, and then like just slowly just came back to, you know.
Dude, I feel like I've had dreams that I couldn't have had like before I did mushrooms. Like I had this one dream. This is not funny at all. It's just a dream that I had. It was when I was in London, and it was while Telker was there, and I had a dream that we were on the tube, on the subway, like underground or whatever, and I was like talking to, like, it was like you and Telker, and it was like somebody else, I don't know, there was other people that were like friends with us that were there, but I was talking to everybody, and then I like looked around, and I like knew something was wrong for like a split second, before like a huge explosion just came from like the back of the train, like all the way up to the front, and it blasted me into like a billion particles like immediately, but it wasn't even like gory or anything at all. It was just like I was just immediately like a million separate particles, but I still felt like I was like one like life, and I felt it was so weird, and I felt like the dream spanned like years and years and years, and I could feel like every part of me like being a piece of dust, like settling into different cracks and stuff, but there were waves of color running through all those particles like in sync, like it was like blue and green like over and over. It was blue and green, like just waves of it, and I felt it for like years and years while like my whole like being and brain like scattered like sand and dust into like little cracks. That's not funny at all. That's just a dream that I had.
It doesn't have to be funny.
I had a similar one too, but it wasn't as crazy. But I mean, Colin, did you want to go or whatever?
I was gonna say last night I think I was pretty feverish, and I was trying. I thought I was in a roommate's room, Janet, and I was like cold in there. I just thought maybe his room was cold. I got to bed and like even under the blankets, like just my whole body was cold and I couldn't get warm. I just felt like shit. My throat was sore, so I went to sleep. And I woke up around like 4 or 5, and I saw Aragorn from Lord of the Rings at the foot of my bed, just like staring at me. This like actually happened. I woke up and I focused on him because I knew it wasn't real. But I focused on it until it just like melted into my clothes. Like I was just looking at my clothes the whole time in my closet. But like I indicated that my clothes were airborne. Like I was so fucking stiff last night.
Working at double.
I also had a dream one time where I was like a younger kid, and it was like when we used to ride dynos all the time. So I was like super psyched on dynos and stuff, and I always thought about them and how like what I wanted to do to mine and all this stuff. So I had a dream that I was riding my dyno down this hill like super fast, but there was a dude on the back, like on the pegs or whatever of my bike, you know, and he had like this huge mustache and he had these like aviator sunglasses on, and I was like riding down this hill like as fast as I could, and he was on the back of it like holding on to my shoulders, and his mouth was like right in my ear, and he just kept saying, "Call the volcano police," like over and over. He was just like, "Call the volcano police, call the volcano police," and that's like all I remember from it. But yeah, I don't know what that means at all. I don't know if that has any kind of relationship to my real life.
The volcano. The volcano police.
Yeah, the police, like, just for the volcano, they only...
They guard the volcano. What are they
You guys ever like survive like freaking like plane crashes and like train crashes and explosions? Like I've jumped out of so many planes and lived. Like it's ridiculous.
Well, I've done that in real life, but
it's so easy to do.
Just
do it.
I've had a couple of dreams. Have you ever had a dream where you like killed somebody? I had a dream where I killed somebody like not on purpose, and I was like running from the law, and it was like terrible, and I had like all this guilt and stuff, and like I've also
Dude, those dreams are like so good, man. Like freaking you kill somebody and you feel like actual guilt.
They're
of killing them.
good.
They're good, man. Because like it's like if you actually did it, that's like what your life would be. Like it's like a lesson. And
yeah,
like,
that's true.
You kill somebody, and then you feel that actual guilt, and it becomes like a reality. And then you wake up, and you have like a second chance. Like, holy shit, I didn't actually kill that guy. This person isn't actually dead. Like, it's all like, or like if a family member dies, and like you feel like it's like so real, but then you wake up and it didn't happen. Like,
well, another thing is like I feel like if you have a dream about something that didn't really happen, like say somebody did something shitty to you in the dream, like during the day, then you like have that thought, like, and you can't like even if you're trying to like bury it and stuff, it still affects the way you think like during that day. Or if you dream about somebody that you haven't hung out with or talked to in a long time or something like that, and then you dream about it, and then you like think about like those people or something, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It affects your real day afterwards, even if you try to make it not. Like, it's impossible for it not to, because it's an experience that your brain had, so it's like part of your identity in a way. Isn't that weird too? Like, dreams are a part of your identity.
How does that process actually?
That's why girlfriends get mad at you for dreaming about other girls. Because they can't bury that thought, even though it's a dream.
Well, why would you ever tell them that you were doing that?
Or like girlfriends like dreaming about.
If you
like,
ever
their
told them you were doing that, you were blowing it.
oh yeah, hey, and also everybody like, we're not trying to be mean when we cut you off. I mean, maybe a little bit, but like we want to stick to the topics and like so if we're talking about something like address the topic. And if you don't, then we eliminate you. Or you can be super funny. If you're super funny, then we'll keep you on for a while.
Yeah, we need Clarence Clementine for all that.
I mean,
like,
don't take it
that's
personally.
only because
It's
we
just
have, like,
high
an
standards.
hour.
You're not the stress doll. Like, hopefully he answers it.
Clarence Clementine, all the way from New Jersey.
We're getting calls from all over the nation, dude.
Hey, Finger, you got any tales of the hallucinogens?
Does anybody have any dreams in this room that they'd like to share?
The first dream I remember waking up crying from was, I don't know, I was walking through the woods at night with my
Finger, can you get a little closer to the mic?
Who's American Beers?
I was walking through the woods at night with my grandparents, and we came to this clearing, and this like alien spaceship just came down out of the sky. And I was looking at that, and then I looked back at my grandparents, and both of them were completely different looking, and they were both like, they looked like aliens. And my grandpa like walked up to me and was like, "Brian, we're leaving you now." And then they got into the spaceship and flew away, and I was just left there like in this field at night, completely lost and not knowing what to do at all. And my grandparents just flew away.
If your grandparents are aliens, then what are your parents? Like,
I don't know. Yeah. You're like an alien yourself then. You have to be.
What do you mean by they look like aliens?
I don't know. They were like, dude, they're super weird looking. Like, my grandpa had, like, eyes that were, like, snail eyes. There's four stalks, but there was, like... it was, like, 2 on each side, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
2 on each side.
I don't know. And he was, like, green. He had, like, green skin, like Yoda.
And he still talked to you like a human with all that bursting out of his head?
I mean, he had, like, kind of a normal mouth. I don't know. It was weird.
Do you think he looked old? Still?
I guess, yeah, he kind of looked like an old alien. Like,
Old alien.
Yeah, I don't know how aliens age. Like, if you saw one, you wouldn't know how old it was. Like, oh, there's a middle-aged alien. Like, he's got, like, a bald spot. Like, they come out of a spaceship and he's got, like, a horseshoe haircut.
And you're like, well, that's an Asian.
He's got hair.
You know, an Asian.
If they can build UFOs, man, they can have Hans Wyman hair transplants. They have to at least
Or
cover
they just
that.
like start out bald and then grow hair as like
As
goes
they get
on.
older.
Dude, or hair is just a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's true. They don't even have hair.
Yeah.
Well, it just
or
depends.
that's all they are, is just hair. And it's like static. It's just static energy that holds it together.
They grow
It's
skin.
like some morph.
So balding is
This
not.
thing, but it can still communicate.
As soon as they bald, they die.
How would we even begin to communicate with them, dude? Like, you can't even, like,
It's
the
just
closest... The
Yeah,
closest...
that's how you have to, like, discern what that means.
The closest
I
we've
heard-
come
I
is,
heard-
like...
One thing we could communicate with aliens, if they were like advanced enough to make a spaceship and stuff and get here, like math would be like a universal thing that we could communicate with them.
What, math?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they might have, like, different ways of arriving at the same conclusions that we have.
Yeah, but like you can show them 2 objects and like tell them that's 2, and they can tell you what like, those 2 objects
That's
are.
true, that's true.
But is it math that like works for our brain or the universe?
Yeah.
Like, it may just be like the way that we like
Perceive the universe.
Yeah, like or how we communicate with each other. We use math, but I mean that's not the universal code. It's just how we perceive.
Yeah, but it's just the way
The
we
whole
interpret
idea of
it.
like
2 is 2.
life could be out there is like terrifying.
I think that is, they could be evil. They could just rip our lungs out.
But they could be also very good.
My favorite thing is that every alien movie, the aliens all speak English, like without fail.
Yeah.
Well,
You're not an alien.
Yeah, an alien.
Then heaven say they don't, but they don't really try to.
yeah, literally, they squeeze that guy's neck and make him talk for them. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they squeeze his neck with a tentacle and like slam him against the glass, and all the
Oh,
smoke's
that's
behind them.
Independence Day.
Yeah, they're talking about it.
Yeah, I thought that's what you guys.
That's not
were talking
alien.
about. No, alien. Oh, okay, alien.
They don't speak in alien.
Dude, I haven't seen the
Dude,
Alien
Spaceball.
movie in years, but, like, I think I remember it having the same ending as Terminator, right? Where he, like, gets dipped in hot sludge and that's the end? Isn't it? Don't Terminator and Alien end the same way?
That's the second or the third alien.
That's the third.
Yeah, where it
Why
bursts out of her.
they just had the same ending? Like, that's ridiculous. They just dip them both in hot goo.
Ridley Scott and
No, Ridley Scott did the first one.
oh,
Well, it's like the
Isn't it
guy.
James Cameron?
James Cameron did the
The
second.
guy that directed Independence Day, like all those movies are like
is that Michael Mann?
And then they form.
Is that?
But he made like Day
Who made
of Tomorrow
Independence
too, I think.
I don't know.
Hey, who did
Yeah,
who did Independence Day?
Nobody knows.
You can Google it. I mean, there's
Was
never
James
an
Cameron?
excuse not to know
I think
anything.
it was because Titanic. Didn't people they were saying like Titanic's like in the same?
I don't think so.
Oh, who cares?
What, are you saying Titanic ended the same way that Terminator 2 and Alien ended?
Yeah, an alien was holding a guy on a door and let him go into the ocean.
No, I was saying the whole ship just goes into a molten hot goo pot or whatever, or just Leonardo DiCaprio.
Ronald Emery.
Yeah,
What?
No one knows that guy is.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Dude, who framed
What's funny
Roger
about that movie is like dead bodies float and then Jack just sinks like right away.
Wait. Fingerhead said there's another movie that ends that way. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? They dip somebody in hot goo.
Yeah, he was in like acid and he melted.
Dude, good movies
That was
all
Dick
end
Tracy.
like every.
Dick Tracy too.
Yeah, that was a Dick Tracy as well. Dude, the dude was obsessed with like iron or some sort of metal, and he tried to dip like the kid into like hot molten level, and Dick Tracy had to figure out how to save him.
Dude, didn't Goldfinger do that in James
Yeah, he
Bond?
dipped him in
too?
gold.
Oh yeah, dude, there's so many movies that ended up getting dunked in hot goo. Dude, I think it'd be funny if we made or if anybody made just a soap opera that had nothing to do with sci-fi or anything like that, and then that's how it ended. It's a totally different. Dude, a totally different genre movie ends with a hot goo dip of the person that you don't like or whatever.
This is a weird ending that I was thinking about. You know the show Little House on the Prairie? Do you know how that ends?
No, but I think you told me about this.
They put dynamite in the entire town, they blow the entire town up, and that's how Little House on the Prairie ends.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, the most boring show ever. That's how it ends. You can look that up.
I thought those were children's books or something.
I don't know, they're old people TV shows that
my mom loves that.
I slept through them.
Zach said his mom loves that. I wonder if she knows how it ends. That's
I guarantee she does.
Did they warn the town that they're going to do that?
I think they all did that.
They just did it without telling anybody.
Andy, what's the ending to Roseanne? Wasn't that a really weird one?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I have no idea.
Spoiler alert. At the end,
if you haven't seen that by now, it's. I think it's fair game to spoil it.
I just act like the end never happened.
Hey, spoiler alert with sound effects right here.
Yeah.
What kind of sound effects? You gotta give me a description.
Okay. Well,
a pterodactyl noise.
No, I was thinking spoiler alert, and then it's something silly like.
That'll work. Yeah.
Does that sound loose?
What does food sound like when it spoils? That should be the sound effect.
That takes so long that it doesn't make a sound right away. It's impossible to hear.
The last season, they win the lottery and they do all these great things. I think Darlene gets married and has a baby or something, all this crazy stuff. But then, in the last episode, Roseanne's yeah, none of that ever happened. Dan actually died of a heart attack. My sister was the one that was gay, not my mom. We didn't win the lottery. She wrote all that. She became a writer and she wrote all that stuff in to so that she liked that way. She liked the story of her life to be that way. So she wrote her life like that. So it's
what?
A postmodern. Dude, it was
it's the last season was just her novel or something.
Yeah, well, it's all things she changed because she was so sad that Dan actually died, and she changed things in her life and wrote the whole thing. I'm not good at explaining things.
No, I understand. Though the thing was just made up. It was a delusion because she was depressed or whatever.
Yeah, so she rewrote the whole story of her life into Roseanne.
Dude, can you imagine finding that out if you were actually a person who followed that show at the time? It's easier for us to look back now and laugh. But for some people, they had so much emotion invested in that show. That
I actually think the first few seasons, man, it's good stuff.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just we're removed from it now.
Okay.
But there were people who were waiting for it to come out every week, and then they find out all this bullshit at the end, that they've been had for 10
Whole
years.
family sat around with a pizza that they got from Pizza Hut.
To watch Roseanne this week.
Yeah.
We got another caller.
Another caller.
All right, you are on caller. You're on Daddio Patio.
All right, how's it going?
It's going good. Do you have a dream story for us?
I do have a dream story first. First of all, this is Quinn. Making sure everyone listening knows it's Quinn.
Okay, this is Quinn, one of my good friends.
Yeah. So you want to hear about this weird night terror I had?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I've got two really creepy ones. First one, I had a night terror. I woke up and there was an alien next to my bed that looked just like E.T.
Dude, E.T. has been brought up so many times in this podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
It's because it was actually George Lucas.
Here's the difference, though.
Dude, E.T.'s in all of our subconscious.
All right, go on, Quinn.
Yeah.
My E.T., instead of having a face, a normal E.T., he had a vacuum full of teeth. It was just this monstrous E.T., and he had a face vacuum of teeth. And there was nothing I could do to stop it. And then a bunch of angels came down from my ceiling and took it to hell. And the weird thing is, the angels all looked like Lisa Kudrow. I'm not even making that up.
That's incredible. What's your second?
It was like a demonic battle.
What's your second one?
My second one, okay, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was, like, sitting up, and there was, like, a shadow running across my body, and in my hand was this golden weapon that was basically like a bunch of golden forks taped together. And this shadow, it was like the shadow crawler from Legend of Zelda, the hand that dropped down from the ceiling.
Oh, the Wallmaster?
Yeah. And so I had to use this golden fork thing to like stab this shadow, and I kept like stabbing myself to kill it. And that was the least weird one.
Yeah, the first one was definitely way weirder. But thanks for calling, Quinn.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, okay.
Bye-bye.
Dude, I'm just picturing like E.T. as like the thing from Tremors 2.
Oh,
That's
man.
just his face.
It's his face that comes up and grabs people's feet.
Yeah.
Why Tremors 2? Isn't Tremors 1 the same thing?
No, either way, I was...
okay.
Tremors 2 is way worse.
I'm totally going to regret bringing this up, and it's a terrible topic, but have you ever had a wet dream?
Yeah. I had one, like, it wasn't even as a teenager. It was, like, probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I had never had one in my life until I was, like, 21.
Yeah,
Dude, it's from like not jerking off or having sex for like a long time. You have to like hold it in, and then it gets released in a greasy dream.
Yeah, yeah, because your body's just telling you to get rid of that. Get rid of that goo. Dump it somewhere.
The best part is after that dream, I found out the girl that I was banging in the dream was pregnant. Like, she just became pregnant, like,
Dude,
she found out like 2 months later.
What, like with your semen that you ejaculated in your sleep?
No, but like, I like to think that I actually like banged this person in my dream and it actually came true. She has like a dream baby.
Do you guys ever have like any like nightmares from watching Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Not one.
Not one?
The clown one. The clown one, for sure.
Ready to take this notes?
Dude, I had one about the stupidest, least scary episode. It was the one with the gremlin in the computer. Like there's a computer that was infected with a gremlin, and it would print itself out. So it never showed the monster. It was just a print, like an MS Paint picture of a gremlin. And freaking, I had a nightmare about that where it was in my house, and I could just see its silhouette in like the dining room, just staring at me in my house. There was lightning striking all around. It was terrifying, man. Like sometimes it's not the image that's scary; it's just like the freaking aura of gremlin that gets it. Like it was fucking scary, man.
The only thing that actually, I feel like I was not really scared by Afraid of the Dark. There was only one episode that creeped me out a little bit as a kid. And that's the one where there's a monster in the pool and it was invisible.
Oh, yeah.
And then it came out and it was like just a bloody like skeleton with like all kinds of flesh like hanging down from it.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah, of course.
I feel like that one sticks with people more.
That's one that like comes to his brain.
Yeah.
Everyone when you bring up that show, that's the only one they remember.
You remember that?
That
you
is
remember that
literally the only one I remember.
You don't remember the kid with the jacket who was like a ghost who like died out his jacket? He kept going to this kid's window and was like, "I'm cold," and he's like, "I don't know what you want." And he's like, "I'm cold." And he just kept saying it over and over again.
I don't remember that one at all.
He like find the kid's jacket and like throw it at the ghost or like put it where the ghost usually hangs out, and the ghost like just vanished with his jacket on.
Wasn't there one where like it was this guy and this girl and they were just like walking around, they were friends, and then like all of a sudden they were just walking along like a railroad, and all of a sudden they were like, "Hey, wait a second, this is where we die." And
wait.
Something, and they both just like disappeared or something, or turned into ghosts. That's when they like probably couldn't afford special effects for like that episode. They just had to like do a bunch of silly shit.
Dude, we were watching Goosebumps on Netflix the other day. And
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Ken's was like, there was one we were watching, I can't even remember what it was about, but Ken's was like, "Do you know who that is?" And I was like, "No, I have no idea." It was like this child actor, and it was Ryan Gosling. Like, he was,
what?
He was on a Goosebumps episode, when he was a kid, which is crazy, and you could after she told me, you could, like, totally see it in his face and stuff, but I was, like, amazed that he's been at it that long. That's crazy.
I remember that kid who played Sputnik in Salute Your Shorts. Do you remember that kid?
Was that the red-haired kid?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And he played like a piece of shit kid and also like Are You Afraid of the Dark? And then like his career started to take off because he played a piece of shit kid in Terminator 2. And then he was like faded from existence.
They're like, we have no more roles for piece of shit kid.
Dude, he probably just really was a piece of shit kid, and he probably still is.
He's still a kid?
There's just no
We'll look
more
him up.
Yeah, he'll never age.
I'm gonna look that kid up. We should call him.
No, we talked about this one night, but what was that? Deke the plumber.
What's
Was
that
it?
from?
Yeah.
Deke the plumber.
That was he was the killer on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Salute Your Shorts.
Look.
There was a killer on Salute Your Shorts?
That had no nose. That had like that weird mask on.
You're saying that...
There was an urban legend on at the camp.
Oh, okay.
It's Sputnik, not Sputnik. Yeah, his IMDb is just pictures of him as a child still.
So he's done nothing since then.
That's just the way he looks now. He just stayed that way.
He's timeless.
All right, who else has a dream or a sleepwalking, anything, or you guys want to move on?
Dude,
did you? Okay, so one thing that happened to me a lot, and it's happened a couple times, and the first time and like the most that ever happened was when Guitar Hero first came out on like PlayStation, and we would play it like nonstop, constantly, and then you would go to bed, and like you would start to fall asleep, and all you could see in your head were like the notes, you know, like the color.
Yeah.
Dude.
I wouldn't even have to be asleep for that to happen. Like
Close your eye.
That used to happen to me with Tetris. That used to happen to me with Dance Dance and Guitar Hero. Like all three of those things.
It's because that's called the Tetris effect. I found out today. And it's a common. Yeah.
You guys go to bed and you start seeing.
Yeah, it's
Are
called.
you trying to solve it all in your mind?
It's called the Tetris effect. I think.
I had that with Minecraft too.
Yeah.
Dude,
Go ahead.
it got me like crazy with shapes. Like I'd be at work and I'd have to like fit stuff in together, otherwise it would like Tetris like really mess with like the way my mind worked, man. But
in a good way, man. Like your storage.
I don't know if that's good though. Just like wasting energy, like making things touch each other and stuff. It's stupid. Like I don't know how that benefits me at all. But.
Especially if you had it like on your calculator, like in high school, the Tetris on there. That's like I didn't learn anything in high school. I just learned Tetris.
Or that fall down game, dude.
Fall down, with the ball, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Block, dude.
The best one though, for sure, was the spaceship where you could upgrade your like blasters. Phoenix, Phoenix. That's what it's called, dude. Like you shoot like a dot at first, and you get more money, and you can get like a nuclear launcher and like rapid fire
on your calculator.
Yeah, this all happened on a calculator.
Yeah. Dude, like, how did they not think when they gave us calculators that were like capable of that like we weren't gonna just play games on them like the whole time? Like they're like, oh, here's a pretty much Game Boy, but we just want you to do calculations on it. It's got 14 beautiful games on it, but we don't want you to play during class. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Speaking of that piece of shit actor that plays all the piece of shit kids, he also played Stoop Kid from Hey Arnold, so he's totally typed.
Oh, fuck that. Jesus, dude. No wonder he's not in the entertainment industry anymore. He just played everyone that everybody hated. They were like, get out of here. You're thrown out of Hollywood.
You just got typecast because you had a mullet. When you got a mullet, you're a bully in the 90s.
Especially a red-haired mullet.
Yeah, that's...
All 90s... This might not be true. I feel like there's a lot of red-haired villains in 90s movies. Yeah. In Goosebumps, in the books, every single time you bring up a red-haired kid, it's always a bad guy, or like a shitty kid.
Dude, it's because Arnold Stein used to get his mole twisted by the bully at recess every day. Just grab that huge mole on his forehead and twist it 180.
There's a mole on his forehead.
Hey, Arl! Just grabbed it.
Arl?
They called him Arl.
No, you ever get a chance to check out that mole, just go to Google Images, Arl Stein. You'll see these.
Dude, Enrique Iglesias got his damn mole removed. I'm so bummed about that. That was like the reason I liked Enrique, was because of his mole. I could hear it during his songs. When he got it removed, I heard one of his songs on the radio, and I knew it wasn't the same.
Oh, what would have happened to that mole? What if the doctor kept it and sold it on eBay?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that recently. Like, I wonder if they could implant it on me in the same spot. I'd go out to the club and they're like, that guy's got an Enrique mole, and I'm like, dude, It is the Enrique mole.
Dude, what if you could get, like gold teeth, get a fake tooth, but like, those bowling balls with like roses in them? Get like a fake tooth with his mole in the middle of the tooth.
That is your front tooth.
Like, what's in your teeth? Oh, that's Enrique's mole.
I thought you were gonna say get a bowling ball with it in the middle.
Oh, you got a clear bowling ball. Oh, no, you got a dot in there.
You can get like the Jurassic Park cane with like the.
It's like an mole inside.
With the Enrique mole.
You always have his DNA.
Oh, man. A million things you could do with that. It was probably just wasted, too. It was probably just thrown in the trash. A rat ate it.
A rat ate it.
Or another Enrique.
Awesome.
Dude, I wonder if we could like ask this on Yahoo Answers and like somebody would come up with the answer or something.
Oh, it's mole. I've been tracking it since surgery. Alright, well now we're on the moles.
Morgan
Dreams?
Yeah, speaking of moles, Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
That's his self-defense, man. Whenever he's in an alley, he just shotguns his moles off his face and the burglars.
His moles.
Dude, do you remember the night when we were like all ridiculously out of our minds in the telepathy room, and we were saying if he stands like in the center of a WWF wrestling ring and does the Degeneration X sign, that his moles mirror all the stars in the cosmos and they all like line up at once or whatever?
Dude. When you got that many moles, man, you can just maneuver them around like Play-Doh.
Dude, he's got to have constellations on him. Like, because, dude, like, you ever look at some of the old constellations? It's like 3 dots and they draw this, like, elaborate picture between it and stuff. Like, dude, the things you could draw on Morgan Freeman's body are masterpieces. The Sistine Chapel.
I had one mole on my back. And I scratched something like a mosquito bite. I ripped the son of a bitch off like instantly. Like imagine Morgan Freeman just washing his face with like Clearasil or something. He has to pull like at least 3 moles off every session. There's no way. He's got too many moles. There's got to be some raised ones in there. He just rolls them off his face. Tells his wife, "Oh, another one came off. Doesn't matter. Another one will be here tomorrow." What is a mole ball? A mole ball. That is so gross.
My brother used to have a huge mole like on the middle of his stomach. Like this was like before I even was like had a brain, so I hardly even remember it. But apparently him and my other brother were like fighting on rocks, like jousting like American gladiators in this creek with sticks. And my brother like scratched it off, and now he still has this huge like white spot there. It's like a scar and stuff. He got his mole like ripped off by a jagged stick in like a creek and fell in the water as a child. Dude, it had to be the most traumatic thing ever, man.
Oh man.
Dude, Dylan. I'm sorry. Sorry. Dylan went to the mole doctor with Tommy. Who's a mole doctor?
Wait. What's he actually? What's he called? Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Freaking. Well, first the guy comes in there and he's like, "Okay, guys, take your shirts off," and then he just leaves. So like, he wants my brothers to take their shirts off and just stay in the cold room next to each other for like 15 minutes. And then he comes back in, and he's checking everybody, and he looks at Dylan. He's like, "Yeah, you're pretty moly." Moly. That's what the dermatologist said to him, man. Like, you're moly.
That's the medical term.
Yeah.
Like against,
dude, that would like hurt my heart.
Yeah, I feel like that might like make someone feel bad.
Yeah, really, it's just
especially a dermatologist has seen everything. They've seen skin growths that reach out 3 feet.
For like, doctors to like do that though.
Dude, I talked to a guy. I met a guy the other day who was like, he used to be a, who's the dude who like rides in the ambulance or whatever and like gets people in accidents. Yeah, like EMT, paramedic, something like that. But he was like, I was like, dude, I could never do that. That sounds like absolutely terrible. Like all the things you would see. And he was like, oh yeah, just give me a category. I've seen it all. And he named like 14 awful things in a row. He's like, dead babies, guts hanging out. I touched a brain. Like he just listed like 400 things. And I was just like, like everything he said.
What did you do?
Everything he said was horrible, like just one thing after the next. And he just listed it like it was nothing, dude. Like, that guy has to be just in a hardened shell. Like, nothing could even bother him. I could walk up to him and just tear my ribcage open in front of him and smear, like, my blood across him, and he'd just be fine. Like, it would be nothing he hadn't seen or done before.
Show me something new.
No fear at all.
All right, guys, we got 10 minutes.
Oh, so you know what that means.
Is it 10 minutes when we do that?
I guess it can be.
Probably 5 minutes when we do that.
What is it?
Colin, you're like the one who loves it.
Ultimate final topic?
Do the ultimate final topic here.
Ultimate final topic.
Ultimate final topic we just got into.
Now we have to do it.
I gotta add that sound bite like right there too.
All right, the ultimate final topic for tonight is, I say one of your guests comes up with it.
Oh, hey, okay, never mind. I was going to confess something awful earlier, and then we kind of moved on, but, like, maybe now I shouldn't even...
Hey,
confessions.
Confessions are the ultimate final topic.
You have to now.
Confessions. I feel like it's terrible, though. It's such a... Well, actually, it's not that bad, I guess. We were talking about wet dreams or whatever, and I said I had never had one until I was, like, 21, and that's a fact, and what's weird about it is, it was like... It was at Upstairs Lounge, and I had a dream that I was, like, having sex with this girl, like, at my old house, like, across the street on the curb or something like that. And that's, like, what I had the wet dream about. And, but it happened one night when we were, like, partying and stuff at Upstairs Lounge, and Tony was there, and he, like, slept in my bed with me. So I woke up, and I was like, holy shit, I had a wet dream, and then I looked, and Tony was asleep right next to me, and I was like, oh my god, I can't tell him. And I've never told a soul that until just now.
Have you told Tony?
I've never told Tony.
I guess Tony's going to find out.
If he listens, he's going to find out. I'll tell him, though. I don't care. It didn't have to do with Tony. He just happened to be there, and I was, like, drunk, like...
Maybe Tony was, like, rubbing on you while you were
Dude, he could have been. Maybe I had sex with Tony, and I just don't even remember. What'd you say?
I said he was the girl in your dream.
Dude, see, the reason I didn't want to say that, though, is... Fuck, now, like, if my parents, like, ever hear this, my god... I feel
like we're past the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I see it as just so much garbage rolled up in a ball that it's got a hard outer shell. Once they're just gonna be like, that's a lot of gross stuff, but it's too much for my brain to handle.
I just abandoned right away.
Yeah.
I told my mom I brought up the fecal transplant on this thing like twice. She just like shook her head and
Dude,
like would check up.
That's actually something I kind of wanted to bring up. We were talking about like if our parents heard this and like how weird it is and stuff. And Zach's mom's gonna be in town and she's like really funny and stuff. And we were talking about like having her on and like just talking about anything and seeing what she says and stuff. So if you guys are interested in that at all,
dude, we gotta ask her about Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, we should have her on and ask her if she knows about the ending of Little House on the Prairie. That's a really good idea, actually. That's a great idea.
Do you have any other like TV show like weird episodes that you can think of that are just like I know there's one like Home Improvement episode where they reenact Grease Lightning at the very end. It's so surreal to watch it on YouTube.
I'm not very familiar with Home Improvement, but I think that
What were you saying when you talk to some people on a ride about like something that happened in the show and they talked to you about it? It was like
on a ride.
Yeah, you said that like you saw
talking about like a Six Flags ride.
Oh, this is when I was a kid and like it's still on. I was at Grant's farm. And they have like little horse-drawn carriages there with no like horses on it. I was climbing all around it. And like all the kids just like stopped and started talking about Boy Meets World. This is like still on TV at that time. They were talking about the Halloween episode where there's like a murderer that killed like Mr. Feeney and Eric and Sean.
Stabbed one of them in the head with a pencil.
Yeah, they stabbed someone in the head with a pencil, and then like Eric said something like, "We'll always remember he's this tall because he slid down the entire wall, and the pencil like wrote an entire line on the wall."
Yeah. Crickets. No, that's good. So final topic.
No, we're on it.
Yeah, this is the ultimate final topic. What's interesting is, like, every time we say ultimate final topic, we just talk about, like, 5 other things. It really, like, makes no difference once we get to the ultimate final topic.
There's too much pressure with the final ultimate topic.
I think it's funny to, like, acknowledge it, though, and then not even obey it at all. So I think we should continue to do that.
Hopefully disrespect the ultimate final topic.
And that sounds so good, dude. It's got, like, car crashes, and Colin said he wanted to hear a kid dying, and it sounds like a kid's dying on it and stuff. Like, it's...
It's a bunch of dogs barking, too, behind, like, the kid dying and the car crashing now.
Wait, you want me to put a bunch of dogs barking? Like, what kind of dogs?
Underneath everything else.
What size dogs? Are you talking about, like big dogs?
Every size.
Are you talking about, like, just little dogs yapping?
Smallest dog.
I'll look up smallest dog and the sound from that.
1,000 of the smallest dogs, just like...
At the same time.
Should maybe that dropped out of 1,000 dogs into something?
Maybe dogs are too common. Let's get like a weird animal.
Here's a good ultimate final topic. Okay, so we're on Twitter now at Daddio_Patio. Somebody has the Daddio Patio Twitter name like just that, and they haven't used it for like over a year, and I'm trying to get it. But until we get that, we need to have a funny Twitter handle so that we can interact with people, you know? So like
Daddio Patio, I mean...
Daddio_Patio, you think that's okay?
Yeah.
Because, dude, you know, I tried to change it to something else today, and the first thing I thought was, like, you know what would be good is just jail. Like, if I could just get at jail, you know, like on Twitter. And, jail is, like, it's, like, prohibited or shut down or something. It, like, glitches every time I try to do it. It's, like, jail is suspended is what it says every time. So,
Jail's in jail.
Yeah, of course. Of course jail wouldn't be possible to get, but...
You know, you found that guy on Facebook that was Patio Daddio?
Yeah, Daddio at the patio.
No, but he was... On Facebook, there was a guy, an old guy...
It's just Daddio Patio.
Yeah, he was Daddio at the patio.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, he was Daddio Patio first, and since the time I found him, he added a middle name called At the... So he was Daddio Patio first, and then he was Daddio at the patio. And I sent him a message telling him to be on the show, and sent him my phone number, and he hasn't responded. So
what's with that, man?
He's got time to change his fucking middle name, but
I think he's like old too, so he probably doesn't get on Facebook a lot. You know what I mean? Like maybe when he gets on, he'll like want to do it or something.
Or he's dead.
Yeah, if he died, that'd be.
Or he's just not prepared to be like interviewed on a radio, like just for having like the same name as us. Like,
maybe
hey, come on the show. Come on, let's talk to you. Let's talk about your life.
Maybe he doesn't know what a podcast is. You should like tell him what a podcast is.
That's true. I should just. Fuck, you're right. I should have just said radio
it's
show.
Like you're kind of insulting him. Be like, well, a podcast is this thing that you get on iTunes.
Wait, you want me to, like, before he responds, send him a message explaining what a podcast is? Like, 3 messages with no response? Like, one's my phone number, one's me explaining technology to him?
Send him a message every week.
Dude, what if we all send him a message, like, separately?
You should. You should. Look him up and do that. And
I'm not getting Facebook back.
Dude, here's the thing. I feel like we haven't had any, like, all the guests we aspire to get, we haven't, like, gotten. Like, we want to get Gettiger, we want to get Daddio Patio.
That fake furniture show, man, that's the lure. That's the thing we've been talking about since the beginning.
Hey guys, we're going to have to wrap this up. It's almost time.
Okay.
Hold on. You took the entire podcast to bring up Steve Gettiker.
We almost made it, dude. We almost made it this time.
You're so close.
Also, I think that we should make, like, when I come in town, we should make an episode with a studio audience, like, where everybody has to be, like, silent, but they're allowed to, like, laugh and stuff, you know? But just, like, a whole bunch of people. Like, it's just us sitting around talking and then just, like, get as many people as we possibly can to, like, just watch, like it's filmed live.
Video podcast where we all dress in, like, ridiculous suits and stuff.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Okay. I mean, we could do that, but, yeah, I don't know. And, there's another one I thought of that was, maybe not. I don't know.
Gonna save it for next week?
Peaches said something about a chopped and screwed episode, so...
No, totally a chopped and screwed episode.
There's no way. You don't want to listen to the whole thing chopped and screwed. It'd be awful. Like,
the there's only like 2 people that would listen to it, and it's just.
Well, another thing is, only DJ Screw can chop and screw, so it'd have to be chopped.
That's true. It's disrespectful. We could get like Kurt from DJ Screws.
What do they call that now? Chopped and what did Beagle call the video instead?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Chopped and leaned, I think.
Chopped and leaned.
Chopped and leaned, yeah.
That free launch is the best free launch ever, man.
But if anybody wants to like freestyle a verse like on the next one or something, then I'll chop and screw it for it, and it'll be like be cool.
We still didn't freestyle either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't start now because we are out of time.
Yeah. Well, we're out of time.
Well,
thanks for joining us again.
Jennifer Watch, we still haven't talked to him.
Yeah. We'll get all this done. It's just a matter of time. Just stick with us. Stick with us on this.
Okay. And before we sign out, remember to tell people we have a Facebook page now, so you can like that, and then also you can follow us at Daddio_Patio, and you should tweet to our Twitter telling us funny Twitter handle names, and like one of the funniest, like if there's a funny one, we can change it.
All right.
Yeah. So without any further ado, Daddio fucking Patio.